I'm Robert Scoble, and because I have a 16-year-old son who's going to be going off to college soon, I'm very interested in what's happening in the university world. And today we're at Blackboard Mobile, which is building a bunch of really cool mobile applications for universities around the world that are quite remarkable. So who are you?
Well, my name is Beykpour. I am the Vice President of Blackboard Mobile. We're here in the Blackboard Mobile office. Blackboard is actually a larger company, about a 1,400 person company based in Washington, D.C. We are the mobile division of the company, focused exclusively on making the best mobile apps we possibly can. And I came here actually as a result of an acquisition. My company that I started, Terriblyclever, we created a mobile platform that brings many of the university services that students use and faculty use every day to mobile devices like the iPhone. And our company, about a year ago, we sold to Blackboard to create the mobile division of the company.
Yeah. And when I went to school, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have laptops.
That was your age.
We had to walk through a mile of snow to get to school. No, not quite that bad. But we didn't have any of these new tools that kids have, iPads. How is the world changing for students now? You just came out of Stanford, right?
Yeah.
A couple of years ago. So
I actually graduated Stanford about 5 months ago. So fresh from the scene, and really the way all of this started is I was standing in line at a coffee shop. It's on campus, favorite coffee shop, Moonbeans on Stanford campus, and just noticed that everyone these days, many people these days are using smartphones, right? Whether it's an iPhone or an Android or BlackBerry, whatever it might be, these mobile devices, smartphones are everywhere, and students are doing all kinds of things with them, right? You're on Facebook, you're checking your email, you're making phone calls, you're checking Foursquare or on Twitter or whatever it might be. We noticed that people were doing just about everything except interacting with the university, which we thought was a bit of a disconnect, right? There's so many things that, as a student, you need to do every day, whether it's registering for a course or finding your way around campus or searching the directory or checking the athletic scores. There are all these things that you need to do, and they're all traditionally in different places, right? So our idea was, we have all these great smartphones. Why not create a really sophisticated, really elegant, really beautiful app that brings all those different services together in one place and makes it really usable for the student, for the faculty, for the tourist. Yeah. And that's what our platform does.
Why did it take you to do it? Why hasn't this already been done by Facebook, which owned, it seemed like every college kid in the world was using Facebook, and probably still is.
The key to our platform is it's combining the social factor with the actual data that's owned by the university, right? This isn't something that we could have just done in a vacuum and released. It's something that we actually had to integrate with Stanford University's data services to bring the course catalog of the institution to the mobile device, to bring the campus directory, to bring the athletic schedule. Not all of this stuff is public, not all of this stuff is accessible or really it's not built to be consumed by the general public. Yeah. So we establish a business model where we establish a relationship with the university, say Stanford, say Duke, say Princeton, and we work to get their data in an accessible way in some data format, be it a web service over XML or whatever, and we use that, and we consume those services to actually create the application, that sort of mobile hub for the university on the iPhone.
Tell me about the Stanford one. You can find out where a bus is, right? Tell me a little bit about just that piece of that.
Sure.
And how it's getting that data and how it's different from Google Maps or any other system.
Sure. So, the first application we launched was iStanford. It's Stanford in your pocket, essentially. And one of the most popular features, actually the most popular feature of the application, is what we call the Maps feature. And what that means is, sure, on Google Maps you can go search for some address, or you can search for some storefront entity that's on or off Stanford campus. But what our Maps application in iStanford does is you can actually search for buildings on campus, classrooms on campus, things that Google doesn't necessarily have information about, right?
So I can find out where the Gates building, the computer science building is on
Exactly.
Stanford?
I can search for the Gates computer science building. I can be looking at a course, a computer programming course, and find out that course is being taught at Gates, then subsequently get to the campus map to see where Gates is on the map, and from there I can actually get bus directions from my current location, wherever that might be, to the Gates Computer Science building. In addition to that, I can actually also see where the buses are in real time. So I literally have a button that says live, and I was looking at my course. I go from my course to the Gates Computer Science building on the map. I'm looking at it, and I say, give me directions to here. We overlay the bus routes for the Stanford Marguerite shuttle system and show in real time where the buses are along that route. So I can literally be waiting and see that there's a bus coming in 2 minutes, but I can actually see the bus move on the map.
How does it do that? That's pretty cool.
We're faking it. No. So we actually, the Stanford Marguerite system has GPS devices on all the shuttles that run the routes, whether it's going to the Stanford Hospital or the normal routes around Campus Loop. And we worked with the transportation department at Stanford to actually create a web service that feeds that information out. So our web services consume that. The mobile devices can see, A, where the route is, but B, see for all of the different buses that are running the loop at any given time, what their lat long is. So we can then post that latitude and longitude on the map.
Are you overlaying on the map anything fun like Foursquare data or Twitter data to see where your friends are actually right now? Or?
So that's something interesting that we're actually we're looking into right now. For the longest time, our focus has been let's bring the plethora of data that exists on campus to the device, and then you got to imagine there's some really interesting things you can do with sort of sharing, collaborating, and communicating with others who are using this app right now. Right, I might have a friend who's in a computer science class on campus, and I want to chat with him, or I want to find out where he is, or something like that. Our app doesn't have any of those things right now, but we're definitely really excited about functionality like that.
Now your apps look quite different than the Blackboard style app that I've seen demoed on a web browser, on a laptop, or on a desktop computer. Can you tell me sort of your philosophy and how it's different from your parent company's philosophy?
So we have, to simplify it, we have sort of two main products. Our one product that's sort of mobile applications branded to institutions is called Mobile Central. So Mobile Central is what produced iStanford and Duke Mobile, these iPhone apps that you can go download off the App Store right now, mostly for students who are at those campuses who want to use the campus map and get bus directions and things like that. The Mobile Central platform actually has no relationship with Blackboard's flagship product. So many of our customers had no prior Blackboard relationship, and it doesn't integrate with the learning management system that Blackboard is traditionally known for. That's sort of one side of our business. It's our flagship product that we created at Terribly Clever that now, as Blackboard, we continue to operate and improve and expand upon.
Got it.
Now, our other main product is called Mobile Learn. Many students, for any students who go to a school that uses Blackboard, they're probably familiar with Blackboard Learn because they have to use it to get their grades, get their homework. That's where they go online to do discussions and get blog posts from their teachers and announcements and all that sort of stuff. It's the web portal for accessing anything to do with your courses online. That Blackboard Learn is Blackboard's flagship product and used by many institutions around the world and many students around the world. Now that product, Blackboard Learn, is highly used by both students but also faculty. Right, it's where faculty go to create course content and publish information to their students, and therefore it's built very much as a web portal that feeds a massive amount of information to end users. Okay. That's why Mobile Learn, our philosophy with Mobile Learn is let's create really simplistic, really elegant applications on the iPad, the iPhone, the Android, the BlackBerry to allow a student or a teacher to be able to log into Blackboard from their mobile device and get the most simplistic but really elegant aspects of Blackboard on that device.
First of all, how is this device changing education? That's an interesting place to start because touch and having a lightweight, low-cost device is probably causing some pretty freaky things to happen.
When we looked at the iPad, we thought that one of the areas in which it was going to be really exciting was education. It just, for some reason, it seems really powerful to me to think about this device in a kid's backpack instead of a plethora of textbooks and a bunch of stuff that you don't want to be lugging around. And that's why we looked at this device and said, we need to do something, right? Blackboard Learn is something that students use every day. They have to. That's where they get their courses. That's where they get their grades. So why can't we make some solution on the iPad that makes it really enjoyable for a student to access Blackboard from their iPad? Yep. It's not like the web interface that that lets you access it while you're on the go, which is frankly a lot of the times when if you're commuting to school, if you're just outside on campus, you don't have your laptop or your desktop with you, there should be a really elegant way to access your learning management system on the go. Yeah. And that's where mobile learn comes in.
Tell me how important touch is, because you've shown me how to manage your environment, and you're using a lot of gestures, a lot of touch. Yeah. How important is that?
What does the iPad offer us that allows us to make something unique about the interface, right? Is it just going to be a larger version of the iPhone? No, we thought we could do something a little bit more interesting than that. So what we came up with is what we call sort of our windowing system, right? When you're looking at a course, there are usually a variety of things you need to do, right? Let's say, oftentimes instructors assign for homework, posting a few discussion postings or blog postings on a particular subject. Right? So there's this aspect of, I need to make a blog post for my homework. I need to comment on this chapter in the history textbook. I need to discuss something about it. So for that particular homework assignment, I've got a blog posting that I need to make, but I also have this PDF I have to read to actually learn about the historical chapter in the textbook. So we wanted to create a way to really manage content on the screen in an intuitive way. And what we came up with is a windowing system where I can have that PDF open. I can view it full screen or sort of make it more compact to be scrolling through the PDF and look at it as I would expect to on an iPad. But I can also have the blog sort of adjacent to the PDF and actually make my discussion posting while referencing the PDF. And the windowing system allows us to really manipulate that content on the screen. So we wanted to make it really tactile, so I could literally take my finger on the PDF and flick it up to the top of the screen and have it dock. If I wanted to put the PDF to the side and come back to it later, I didn't want to close it. I didn't want to, like a table view, go all the way down and come all the way back up. I just flicked it to the top to dash it on the side, basically. And we also worked on creating a bunch of other mechanisms to really manage content more quickly. For example, if I had, imagine you were looking at one biology course and you had all your stuff open, right? Your PDFs, your discussion posts, your grades open, but you wanted to quickly switch to one of your other courses, your chemistry course. We essentially let you, use a four-finger gesture to swipe up and dock everything on the screen, so you can sort of clean up your desk space. If you sort of think about the metaphor of, I have a cluttered desk full of things, I just want to shove everything aside in an organized way and be able to get back to it later. That metaphor to us seemed really powerful, and we wanted to recreate it on the iPad.
Yeah, seems like a lot of fun coming up with these new metaphors for a new way of interacting with your computing device, isn't it?
Yeah, that's, I think, one of the most engaging things for us. One of the most exciting things is we're sort of in this unique position where we still feel like we're students. We just recently graduated, so we're very close to this stuff. We know the content that we need to consume in a particular course. We know what type of stuff we're doing for our courses, but we're also technologists, right? We're hungry to create beautiful, elegant interfaces, and that combination it's just really motivating. We want to create great software to interact with your learning content.
Let's go back to the iPhone app and talk. The map is pretty interesting because you can twist it around and see your compass location, so you can really see where you actually are on campus, which is a helpful thing. That's way beyond even what Google Maps does for you, which is pretty interesting. What other things does it do really quickly that helps students interact with the environment that they're in?
So one of the things that we're really excited about is, of course, the mapping functionality, right? We wanted to make it just bleedingly simple for you to get directions on campus. The classic example is it's your first couple weeks of school, you have no idea where your classes are, you have no idea what classes you're taking, and you always forget to print out your schedule before you leave the class. Well, now you should be able to use your iPhone. So sort of our integration between the course catalog and the courses you're taking, as well as this physical campus, was something we really focused on, right? We wanted to let you, plot the pin of Gates Computer Science on your map, be able to see the bus directions to get there, and be able to use the compass all at the same time to orient yourself to get there. Yeah. So we're really proud of that functionality. One of the other things we're really proud of is
a lot of people bike around campus, and you walk out and where the hell am I? And where's Tressiter Union, or where's where's the football stadium? I don't know.
Right. And we wanted to have an app for that.
Okay.
The other thing that we think is really powerful is integration with the course catalog. So this is like the most cornerstone aspect of a university, right? When you go to school, you need to register for classes. The process of registering for courses at many institutions is pretty painful.
I had to wait in line 2 hours just to get register for classes, right?
Right. Well, hopefully many institutions have put a lot of that online now. I hope most people don't have to wait in line to go to courses anymore. Sorry. Well, now many institutions are using big sort of enterprise systems like PeopleSoft to do course registration. So I as a student, it takes me 15 minutes to go log into PeopleSoft, look up a course through this sort of tedious search mechanism, so add it to my shopping cart of courses, and eventually check out and enroll in that course. It's like a 15-minute process. What we've done on our iPhone app, in our Mobile Central platform is you can flick through the course catalog, you can search for a course, really intuitive interface, you can get the schedule of the course, you can click enroll, and it literally, our application can determine your eligibility to enroll in the class. You click the enroll button, and you're enrolled in the course.
That's really
Dropping a class is
it like OpenTable? Does it show the class is still open or has spots open?
Yep. You can shop for classes, and you can actually do the enrollment from your classes. Dropping classes is as simple as swiping a finger across and dropping it. Whereas dropping online, if you want to drop a class, it would take you 5-10 minutes, 7 different steps through this wizard in PeopleSoft.
You're making it too easy.
That's the thing. We wonder whether we have to pitch that feature to universities because they don't want it to be easy to drop classes. But again, that sort of goes back to our philosophy of we just wanted to bring a lot of the core essentials of being a student. We wanted to make that interaction really fluid and really enjoyable on a mobile. So sort of media consumption is a big part of our platform. In addition to sort of the core services like the catalog and the maps and all that, we have a news app and a images app and a videos app. So essentially, you can pull up the news application and see all the different news sources from campus, whether it's the Stanford Daily or whether it's a blog or basically anything that can generate an RSS feed that's campus related. We can work with the school to bring that as part of our app. So right now, you can in the iStanford application read all the different news articles that are coming out of the different publications on campus. Also, you can look at the Stanford YouTube channel and the the Stanford images, whether it's just quick wallpaper or whatnot of campus.
Yeah. How do you convince campuses to do this kind of app?
That's a good question. So our business model for our Mobile Central platform is it's a subscription, a yearly subscription license to our mobile platform. So a school like Stanford or San Jose State can sign up and pay a yearly subscription, and we will deploy our platform across all the devices that we support for them. Our sort of ambition is to aggregate all the different services that you as an institution have, put them in one place and mobilize them. Create a really elegant user interface for mobile devices for all the services that students already consume on your campus, but just on those devices that they're already using.
Very cool. Well, I'm looking forward to trying your app when my kid goes to school and see how that all works and see what his experience is at a university that's going to be far different than the one I had when I went to university. Where do I find you in the world? Are you on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter. I'm a KAYVZ, Caves. And Blackboard Mobile's Twitter account is BB_mobile. And you can shoot us an email or tweet at us or whatever.
Very cool. Well, thanks for giving us a little look.
Thanks, Robert.